Yo, what up, what up, what up?
What's going on, my guy?
Nothing, man. Nothing, man.
Yeah.
Same old craziness.
Feel nice and well rested after a week off?
Oh yeah, dude. You need a little break every once in a while. Just a little break. Just a little break. How you feeling? You feeling good? Feeling good?
Yeah. A lot better now. For those of you that are unaware, I had midterms on Sunday and I had a final due. And Billy basically sneezed himself into a pinched nerve. So we found a good opportunity to, because you're an old man. So
dude, my back was fucked this week, bro.
You're down in muscle relaxers and painkillers like they were a bag of Skittles, huh?
Yeah, is any pill that I could get my hand on, pretty much. And of course, my favorite pill of all.
Right? Yeah. You're like, this is what? And for how long? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Cool. You said pick up 2 bottles. That's all I heard.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for watching the Liberty Risk Podcast. I'm Billy.
And I'm Hugh, and this is the podcast that is subbing in for my therapy because I refuse to telework with a therapist. I think you make way too much fucking money as it is, and I refuse to not have the opportunity to visit you in your fucking office, mostly because I like to lounge around and those chairs and couches seem very comfortable. And if the VA is going to pay you $250 a fucking hour, I might as well be comfortable doing it.
So there's that.
Yep, there's that.
What's funny is because that's all I've been doing with my doctors. So I went and got the X-rays done to try to see if I have a compound fracture in my spine.
Which obviously, after 5 minutes in the military, you do.
Yes,
not service connected, of course.
Yeah, very good. Very good point. So guess what the phone call was I got today?
Congratulations, you're dying.
Your X-rays were inconclusive and and unreadable, and we need you to come back and redo them.
Jesus, did you cough? Is that when you pinched your nerve? Did you cough during your X-ray?
Well, what it was is I simultaneously called the owner of the company and said, "Hey, look, you're on the phone with me with the VA, and I just want to let both of you know that I love the truck that you give me for work. It's a beautiful vehicle, but I'm going to take this with me in it and pitch it off this ravine at about 170 fucking miles an hour just to see if maybe that'll help my fucking back."
So, okay. So, you do not like your truck?
I love my truck. I just thought it was funny because it's really new truck, and he'll probably be like, "I'm still making payments on it, bro." Like,
hey, my guy, please don't.
Yeah, please don't do that. We just got that vehicle.
You don't sit in the truck a long time. You're not driving for a long time, right? You have that route optimization thing now. So, what's the longest you're in the truck?
So the longest I'm in the truck is from dropping the kids off in the morning with their grandparents to my first customer, which sometimes can be upwards of over an hour.
Oh yeah.
So it's just the part about that sucks is I work south of the area my responsibility for the company is south of where I live, and their grandparents live north. So I got to drive 20 minutes north, and then I have to add that 20 minutes on to my first customer.
Sure. So you're going to get one of those.
No more than 15 minutes between customers after that.
Are you going to get one of those beaded seat thingies that Pakistani taxi drivers in in New York have?
Oh, these are very good. You see,
where by them.
just get in the vehicle.
I bet the VA might pay for that.
Yeah, they probably will.
Yeah, they won't pay for anything useful or necessary, but they'll pay for you to have a beaded seat comforter.
What they'll do is they'll send a Gurkha guard to drive me around.
Yeah, right?
That's what they'll do.
You'll be like, it's not working. And he goes, the bead near the sciatica is too small. It's no good.
Here, drink the tea. Everything be okay. If you don't do the head nod.
You got to do the head nod.
Okay, MP. Okay, MP. See everyone.
Yeah, right? That's a good shit.
Okay, MP. That's the only thing they would say sometimes. But the messed up part about that is when you were over there working with them, they know what the fuck you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think they know to like a certain extent. Like they get the context of what it is that you're saying.
Yeah.
And they're just like, nah. Okay.
Nah, I'm not going to engage. Screw these people.
Yeah. So
we got a lot lined up coming up here.
We do, and I'm so mad. You know what? I'm gonna send you. I forgot to send it to you earlier. I'm gonna send you the meme of the day. I forgot to send it to you earlier, and it's a beautiful one today.
I love when you blindside me with the memes, so that I have absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want to process this quick. No, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna post it. I'm not even gonna
Just
do
throw it up there, man. Don't be like that.
Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. It's where is this? Jesus. See, one week gone, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. What is this? Wrong answers only. It's an.
Come on, read it out loud. Read it out loud.
I can't. This is so fucked up, dude.
No.
This is so great. What is this? Wrong answers only. It's an old school Roomba. Pull the pin, it cleans everything in a 50-foot radius. Well, yes, but actually, no.
I love these memes the most because I've seen that movie and I can't remember what it is. I think it's a Wallace and Gromit.
Yes.
But I can hear the voice. Well, yes, but actually, no.
Well, yes, but actually, no.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Some good shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the Roomba thing segues really nice into home economics, in which I hate Facebook this week because I'm watching a shit ton of cooking videos, which I find. Yeah, I don't like cooking shows because there's too much shitty dialogue that nobody cares about.
Well, have you seen the Australian guy? Oh, what's his name?
No. Wait, is it a show or a channel?
It's a show.
No, then hard no.
Then a hard no?
No.
As my phone's going off, I'm finally getting my schedule for tomorrow.
There you
Thanks, guys.
Better late than never, I suppose. No, I don't like the cooking shows. I like the videos though, where like people make like gyoza, or in the example for today, a 7-layer fried pizza slice. It was like 7 layers of barbecue chicken and onions and parsley in like 4 or 5 tortillas and a bunch of cheddar cheese, and then they baked it. Then they cut it into sixths, and then they put it in like egg and then breadcrumbs, and then they fried it, and then they put marinara on it and then some shredded cheese, and then baked it again, and it looked amazing.
Yeah.
My other favorite one though is the roll-ups. So you got like the little tiny tortillas, and you got the marinara and the pepperoni and the cheese.
It's the marinara.
Yeah, and you roll them up and you put them in a circle on a plate and you make a tower. The bottom line is I'm really offended because they know that I'm too lazy to do it, but they keep making the videos to taunt me.
All this shit.
Yeah, I'm never going to put in that. I might put in that. I'm not ever going to put in that much effort to make one of those things. And it just feels really personal because they know that, but they keep making the videos. I think my favorite ones, though, are the Turkish guy who smiles at you while he's doing stuff.
Yes. Those I've seen.
That one's the best. That one's the best. And he does the big like lamb chops. I like the lamb chops.
The Australian guy, he talks about how he hates fucking jar sauce. Like
you sent me one of those, and it'll make your own fucking marinara.
Yeah, make your own marinara, you lazy bastards. I like it because he talks like us. He doesn't. There's no filter. So he's like, if you buy jar sauce, you just go fucking kill yourself.
If you can't make your own fucking marinade, you're a worthless human.
Oh, it's fucking great, dude. It's good, good stuff. Good evening. Good evening, Ken.
Tally ho there.
You sound like a politician that's about to make like some kind of grand news.
He's been watching that video of the 2 white people defending City Hall with the AR, and the woman holds her pew-pew like this.
Oh, yeah. She's like this. And then the other guy has...
When I'm done pumping lead into your ass, I want to speak to the manager.
Yeah. Okay, Karen. So the guy that's next to her with the crappy M4...
The $1,200 AR?
Yeah, whatever the hell he's holding. And I can say this because I'm this type of person, and he's holding it
like that.
He's holding.
Hey, listen, there's an entire movement going on that proves that is not the case.
He can hold it against. You see how he's like squishing it into the fat on his chest?
Well, yeah, he doesn't have the strength to hold it up. It's a fully loaded clip with 30 rounds that go off every second. Yeah, it's got a 30-round clip. It can fire 30 rounds in a second, so it's obviously heavy.
Aw, that's cute.
We'll never get a politician to love us.
No, absolutely not.
Speaking of things that people don't love, today's game is amazing. I'm very happy about it.
Oh, my God.
Yes, I'm so stoked. I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. Yay.
Oh my God.
Man. I think like every genius, I'll be appreciated when I'm gone. And I just hope that in my museum, there he is. I knew I could get him to show up. Rosso Chaos Marine. I knew I could get him to show up.
Yes.
You just have to say the right key phrases, like Boomer and the Revolution.
Yeah. And 30-round clip.
30-round clip apparently might do it. I feel all Marines everywhere just die a little bit on the inside.
What was that? What was that? What was it? A mayor of the town, or was it was in Tennessee or something?
No, it was in California. The dude is talking about the 30-round ghost clip, and the sheriff behind him is just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes. Wow.
There was a shooting there, and then the mayor said stuff, and then I remembered that I don't have to sit here and listen to this crap.
What they need to bring into that area over there for those the Chaz thing is
That
those
battle tank.
the old Russian mobile missile launchers, on the big trucks.
Yeah.
And they just need to park it like 8 blocks down. And just
down though, so like when the thing is down, it's pointing up at the the wall.
Vladimir, is it the red button or the green one? Be like, I don't know, hit both. Yes.
Yeah, right. There's somebody up there, they'll be like, what are you doing? We're just waiting. Yeah, nobody fucking cares, Gavin.
That's why you sleep downstairs.
Ha ha! Also, Gavin and Marine might be moving in, so get used to the couch. So, yeah. So, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty today's game. I was sober when I made it, but I think the answers are equally as interesting as when I'm drunk and I go on a tirade. There are less spelling mistakes, that's for sure.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Are you ready? All right.
Yes, I'm always ready.
All right.
Okay. Woo, get your mind ready. Round one. Fight.
All right. This is more of a Family Feud style game tonight. Oh, I guess I didn't put the title up there. Anyway, these are the top 8 things that make people hate the fucking military. Top 8 things that make people hate the fucking military. Yeah, right? Gavin will be cranking and not in the way he likes it.
I couldn't believe you said that, by the way.
I know, right? All right, you ready?
Let's see what
you want to try to guess some of them. I'll let if anybody who's watching thinks they can guess one of them, go ahead and write it in. And if it is, I'll let it. Billy, why don't you see if you can guess one of the top 8 things that people hate? Pulling putts. I don't know what that means. I know what a putts is. Pulling pits. I assume that's like a field exercise thing. Like
the top things people hate about the military.
The military. Yeah, that's about right.
Death before cranking. I'll give him that. That was funny.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty funny.
Cranking's not on here, but we'll start with number 8. Are we ready?
Sweepers.
Conflicting orders that are equally ridiculous.
Yeah, like when they're like, it's raining out and you're in the middle of the Atlantic and they tell you to go sweep the main deck.
I fucking hate when I'm on an exercise or doing pre-mob and then one anchor tells me one thing and then another anchor comes over and tells me the other. And listen, while I understand that technically all I am obligated to do is tell the new anchor, hey, this anchor said to do this. But if he or she reaffirms their position, I'm supposed to follow that order. And I get it. The problem is I was just told to move my bags 15 feet this way, and now I'm moving them back 15 fucking feet. Yeah. Yeah, well, the Navy is supposed to shoot annually if you want to maintain certain warfare devices, but it turns out.
Here, this is one thing. So let's go over the subject of this beautiful trivia game one more time.
Oh, the subject? These are the top 8 reasons that people hate the military.
One of my
8 reasons people hate the military
is when you're on a ship and you're on deployment and say that they're going to have Marines embark for transit.
I'm sure you felt really good about that one, but you shouldn't.
No.
It was too easy. Quiet you. I said less spelling mistakes, not none.
She corrected you.
I know. All right. We'll move on to number 7.
Next.
Meetings that could be emails.
Yes. Oh my God. Seriously. How many of you have had supervisors, preferably E7 or above, because they're mostly those ones are idiots. Those could go either way. You have when you hit E7, it's either you have awesome leadership or just complete shit leadership, and then the E6 is just pretty much tell you to do what needs to be done anyway.
I think once you make E7 and you decide if you either make a conscious decision to be better or you just do whatever your buddies do. And if you make the decision to be better, you're like, oh, it turns out I'm only going to work with 5% of you because the rest of you aren't that great.
So Ken, yes, we do, which to a point.
Do we?
But, well, kind of.
Oh, they have the laser pre-qualifying range.
Yeah, but see, I always found that funny is because we don't really need guns because we can park a ship 1,000 miles
First
away.
Off, what's this wee crap?
And go like this.
Yeah, well,
I'm saying as a whole.
As a whole. Not, you're just excluding the expeditionary community.
I needed to shoot too.
You're just moving the whole expeditionary community into a garbage piece of this conversation. That's cool. No big deal.
Yeah, it is what it is. We were both part of it. I could do that.
So keeping up with ridiculous meetings. This one, Billy, I know you've experienced downrange. Suicide briefings.
Oh my God! Yes, we know that Demon Timmy killed himself last night.
No. That's not a suicide briefing.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's a different kind of suicide. That's a briefing on suicide. This is a suicide briefing. A suicide briefing is when you're downrange in hostile environments and you're not supposed to gather a lot of people together, but you do it anyways and just disregard the chain of command. Because ideally everything works in threes, right? Like your LPO tells for me anyways, since we're organized by the Army and the Marines.
You shut your mouth, Justin.
They can hear you. The LPO tells the 3 squad leaders. The squad leaders tell their 3 fire team leaders. The fire team leaders tell their fire team. Rule of 3s. Nope. Bring all 71 people on the detachment into a building. We're going to it should only be 5 minutes. Every 45 minutes later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then God forbid you're like, hey, I think this is a bad idea. Well, it's easier this way. Yeah, you say that, but just because it's easy doesn't make it right. There's a reason we do things the way we do things.
Or the best one was when we were when I was with mobile security and we deployed over to the Middle East.
But okay.
Yes, and we deployed over to the Middle East. We had an E9 that wanted for some reason to get the entire unit to muster in front of the main ECP.
Yeah. For photos.
Yes.
Yeah, every time I'm on deployment, if a master chief or somebody rolls through and if it's a uniform deployment, not the last ones where I got to wear civvies, but if some high ranking SOB comes through, we're all getting together in one building. I mean, I'm not saying we don't do that for staff meetings, but we'll do it unnecessarily too. And it's not like the enemy doesn't know what's going on. Like, oh, the fighter jet showed up this week. Maybe somebody's coming to visit. All right, moving on to number 5.
This is true.
Having more collateral duties than people in the unit. There are some units out there that have more collateral duties than they have people. And the last couple of CNOs have been really cool. They're like, tell us what ones we don't need. We'll cut them. I just found out there's 3 or 4 collateral duties just for education services.
Yes.
That baffles me. And and I always forget how many collateral duties there allegedly are until eval time comes around, and then I'm sitting in the room and we're reading off this collateral duties these E5s have. I'm like, those are their fucking jobs. What do you mean it's a collateral? CTR is his job. That's his assignment. Central tool room. That's his job. He's just supposed to sit there and check out tools. Supply. That's his fucking job. Get out of here, pieces of shit.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, it's really dumb. I used to hate it because just like you're saying, they were just eval fillers. That's all it was, so that everyone can get an EP.
Yeah, and every one of the ones that I've sat on, every one of those leveling boards I've sat on, I always ask the Master Chief, how many EPs are we allowed to give out? And they tell you the number. And I always followed up with, I just want to make sure, Master Chief, just because I can give out this many doesn't mean I have to, right? And I let the Master Chief tell everybody in that room, no, fuck no. If they're not EPs, they're not EPs. And I understand like the stigma behind getting a 3.0, but promotable is promotable. If you're doing your job, you're doing your job.
You can get advanced.
You can make Chief being promotable. Yes. Because there's nothing wrong with that. No. As long as you're doing your job and you're advancing, if people's evals reflected the actual work that they were putting into it, those people that are getting the high MPs and the EPs, they have no social life, they have no family life, they don't do fucking anything. We know that's not true, but getting promotable, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that stigma needs to go away. Nothing wrong with being a 3.0 sailor, provided you're not a 3.0 sailor because you're a bag of ass. But
if you show up to work, squared away uniform, do what you're told, get your job done correctly,
get your warfare devices, you get your quals,
you have everything done, but you're just like, I'm not gonna fucking take 9 collateral duties and go wash the fucking McPon's fucking car every morning.
Hey, I'm gonna go to college online 1 class at a time, or I'm gonna do more volunteering in my community, or I'm gonna,
go home and spend time with my fucking family so I don't become a number.
Yeah, right? Seriously. That goes back to that briefings on suicide.
Yes.
Number 4, finding out that more than 3/4 of those people aren't qualified for a collateral duty.
Yes, that's so true. Oh my God. How true is that shit?
Yeah, right?
Like the worst fucking one to me is when you have a PRT coordinator
who's fat
and has failed 2 fucking the last 2 PRTs.
I haven't had.
The reason they're the PRT coordinator is because they're the only E6 of the damn division or unit.
Right.
And that shit pisses me off.
I really hate. We don't really have shop soups the way you guys do, but I really hate when somebody tells me that somebody is in charge of something, and then I get down there and they can't answer basic questions.
Yes.
And so one of these boards I sat in, it was for a Sailor of the Quarter, I think. And I didn't know how they ran. I didn't know that you're supposed to ask the same question every time. Well, I asked this corpsman to do a 9 line, and he could only get through like line 6. But on like his, what is it? His fucking brag sheet or whatever, he was trying to say that he was responsible for successfully medevacing like 7 heat-related injuries on this current mobilization, but he couldn't call in a 9 line. I'm like, that's not really collateral duty. Like, you're kind of supposed to know how to do that. I'm kind of weary if I go to medical.
Fucking job, Doc.
I'm kind of worried if I go to medical and I'm like, hey, can I get some Tylenol? And you're like, which one's the Tylenol again? What do they look like?
What did you say? Morphine. That's the same as Tylenol. Here, take 12 of these.
Oh. No. So apparently my dad's been commenting. Apparently some things that make people hate the military is when ensigns say, from my experience. Yeah, or when Chief says, "Watch this."
No, that's not something scary. That's not a bad thing in the military. That's just flat out scary.
Yeah, Chief says, "Watch this." You're like, "Oh God, this is gonna suck dick hole."
It's like, oh my God, the engine's gonna blow up. We're gonna be stuck out here.
Every time one of mine has said that, I always look around. I'm like, wonder which one's getting blamed today. Okay, yeah. But so my dad did make this comment. He does say they don't make E7, they make Chief. And to Dad, I just want to say that I commend you for retiring when you did, because that used to be the case. Unfortunately, my personal opinion now is that I think they're making a lot of E6s, E7s, and I don't think they're promoting a lot of first classes to Chief. So when we talk about E7s, Dad, we're not talking about the people you used to associate with. So
yeah, pretty much.
That for you.
Exactly.
All right. Speaking of E7s, realizing some of your seniors are too stupid to work for. I see this way more often than I ever thought that I would.
I'm legitimately crying.
I know an E7 who is an HVAC salesman who on one of my deployments was a team lead, and everybody on that person's team worked in construction on the outside. But because that guy was an E6, he was in charge. It's staggering that less so now. Now I'm the one giving the briefings, but I remember, the first couple of years in the Navy, these people would be giving you these briefings, and you used to think, oh man, this guy is so great. Looking him up here, telling me like how to make my career better and whatnot. Now I'm older. I'm like, that dude said nothing for 45 straight fucking minutes. That's not even his wife in that car over there. That's not even the girl from last week. Who the fuck is this guy to tell me how to take care of my fucking marriage? Like, oh, you got the 5-0 Camaro last week? You were just down at the casino losing $5,000. Who are you to tell me how to financially manage myself?
Yes.
Yeah, some of these people are too fucking dumb to work for.
Absolutely.
And that's not even the job related stuff. That's just the other shit. But like in the reserve, I liked in the reserve when I first joined because everybody I worked for worked in their trade on the outside or was good at it. I'm finding more and more now that the people that I work for are less and less qualified to even tell me how to do my rate.
Yeah, what bothers me is I always hated the when you have those guys that join on later on in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, well, so-and-so is 37. Be like, that's fucking great. He's got 3 years in. I'm not going to listen to him. He doesn't know what the hell is going on. Well, he was a police officer on the outside. Well, obviously that didn't work out too fucking well for him. So why am I going to listen to shit he has to say now?
So for me, it depends on what it is. So I couldn't speak on a cop joining the Navy at 37. But if you join the Seabees at 37 and you had a contracting company up to that point, provided you're not joining because your contracting company went tits up, all right, I'm inclined to think that maybe you know a lot more than many other people here, And, I don't know about you, but most of my community, the older people, you can just look at their hands and see their fucked up knuckles and the dry lines and whatnot. You can tell they've labored away a little bit. Yeah. So
yeah, law enforcement's a little bit different. You know what I mean? So it's like I had a couple of those in passing throughout my career, and it's just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it would just be nice to see more people getting into these positions at work. And this is, of course, just a reserve observation. Because, of course, on active duty, you just do whatever the book tells you to do. But it'd be nice to see people who are qualified and not just, got checks and boxes who can actually do the work getting into these supervisory positions. Because I feel like up to E5, you should really up until you're eligible for first class, you should be learning how to do your job through its various phases up into the supervisory level. And then after that, you should get to the point where once you're first time eligible for first class, then it's like, all right, now it's time to start moving out of the direct labor roles and into these supervisory roles and whatnot.
Absolutely.
That's just me. All right. Moving on to number 2. Having to let a middle-aged, broke, alimony-paying, 2-time divorcee tell me I'm making mistakes. Fucking jackass.
Oh my God, tell me that's, dude, how many times does that fucking happen? Before they're 30.
Yeah. Before they're 30?
Before they're 30.
Or they're putting like the stress test on their button and telling me that I'm not doing enough PT.
I've had 12 years in the military. I've been through 2 divorces and I'm paying, child support to 4 different women.
Oh, if you're tired, you're not PTing properly. I'm not PTing properly. Winner. I saw Popeyes delivered to the building. I know that was you. I don't even know how they got base access. You're telling me we're going on another reserve deployment. You've eaten at Raising Cane's every day for the last 6 weeks, and I'm the problem? Okay. Like you only get the light meat with no skin. Like you're not getting an extra side of mashed potatoes. So just calm the fuck down over there, killer. Save some pussy for the rest of us.
Oh my God. Tell me how you really feel, bro. Holy shit.
These are those buddy system people, These are the people that they're always standing up there at the fucking head of the line, ready to do whatever is asked of them and just pass that fucking word down. The bunch of fucking yes men. And they're always it's funny. So story time. I remember when I was in my first C school, the master chief who was in charge of the class made this comment that there used to be a time where every good chief had an ARI, had an alcohol-related incident or a DUI, right? So there used to be like an urban legend, right? So I got home and I was retelling this story to my dad. And he was just reading the paper, and my mom was like, "Well, that's not true. Your dad made chief, and he didn't have any ARIs." And my dad, without even skipping a beat or put the paper down, he goes, "Shit, I went twice." And I guess my mom did not know this story. I think he might have been like brand new in the Navy at the time, like within the first few years, because I distinctly remember him being gold, but. apparently he got drunk. and
Dude, I'm in shock.
Yeah, he went to mass and was told like no drinking on shore and was put on restriction. And I guess at the time when you were on a sub and on restriction, maybe this is still the case. Justin, you were on subs. You can tell me if you were on restriction, somebody was with you to make sure that, you were doing what you were supposed to be doing. So I guess they went back to the birthing area, and I don't know if he had it in his rack or what, but my dad pulled a beer out, cracked it open, and the guy was like, "What are you doing?" My dad told him, it's like, "Skipper just said I couldn't drink on port. He didn't say I couldn't drink on the boat." So I guess my dad finished that second beer, and they walked right back up to the CO and sent him to mast again.
Oh my God, dude! You gotta be kidding me.
That was bad. That had to be at the end of the 90s too. That had to be end of the 90s.
Had to be, because you couldn't get away with that shit now.
And I mean, like, I think he joined in 85, so this had to be like 85 or 86. So I don't even think he had met my mom yet, or I don't think they had started dating. So yes, that's one of the ones that I like is those kind of old ones. You're not going to get away with that anymore.
Like when I was in boot camp, we had 2 first classes and then a chief for our drill instructors, right?
Yeah. And
they're sitting there, you go through the training, and they're telling us about, if you hit 12 years, you get gold hash marks on your dress blues uniform, blah blah blah. And then the first class, you knew he was being a dick because he goes, "Does anyone have any questions about that?" And this fucking kid raised his hand, and my chief's standing there like this, right? And they're all in their dress uniforms.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, well, how come Chief has red?" And my chief was like, "You shut the fuck up! Like, don't ask dumbass fucking questions."
Who the fuck told you to Roger up, you piece of shit?
Dude, it was so hilarious, and you could see the first class was just like,
yeah. He was like, "Yeah, I'm happy with my day now. So I'm gonna sleep just fine."
It was hilarious.
All right, are you ready?
Last one. Let's do this.
All right, this is the last one. This is reasons why people hate the military.
Fact.
Get your fucking shit together. Nobody's buying it.
Nobody's
buying it.
I posted that today, dude. It's just breaking my heart, man.
Dude, I will never believe anything that they say. I don't care what fucking story.
Absolutely not.
I don't care what the fucking final statement is. I don't care what it is they find. I'm not even convinced. I don't get me wrong. I love working. I love being in the military. I love the CBs. And to the most part, I trust my government. But I would not put it past them to disappear somebody else and pretend it was her.
You said disappear somebody else.
Yeah. And then pretend it was her and say, "Oh, we found her. Turns out this is what happened. Please stop calling us and writing us." I would not put it past our government at all. At all. So
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. It really is, because they do scandalous shit like that.
This has been our, 8 reasons people hate the fucking military. You chalk this last one up. Just chalk this last one up to whatever category you want to. They don't take care of their people. They still don't take care of females in the military. They don't give a shit about your mental health. They don't give a shit about your well-being. Did they find those rifles? So they just ended a lockdown after realizing 2 weapons were still missing, and there was nothing they were going to be able to do about that.
Where is Muhammad and Ahmed? Where did they go?
So my dad says he joined in 82. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh, wow.
He had his ARIs in 89, so he must have been underway.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, so listen to this. I found some gems, dude. I found some gems while we're sitting here doing trivia. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see.
Are you ready for this?
I was born naked. Let's do it. Man, now I can't.
Thanks to my
close he's holding that to his body.
Told you. Like, it's a fat strap.
His moob is going over top of the buttstock.
It's my tactical titty.
I can't unsee it now.
Ready?
Yeah. They're probably not gonna be happy about that one. I saw this one today. This is pretty good.
Soho Fit chinos, oatmeal color, 128.
If you get an AR-15 for $1,700, you probably live in California. Look at her holding that gun like, I'm going to talk to the manager. Ha ha.
Yeah. Oh, pachoo.
Pew pew. Wow, Jesus Christ.
That was bad. It's not pink, it's salmon. I said it 2 times.
Oh, God.
Out of Applebee's.
Oh, yeah. Where those fucking...
Look at this one. This is
oh,
fucking great.
those daiquiris at Applebee's hit hard, apparently.
If you don't know what movie they plugged him into, you're not American.
It's true. I read that in the Constitution.
So that was my little gem find.
That was a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that shit.
Oh, about the rifles, Pendleton or 29 Palms.
They're not the same place? Aren't they both equally as shitty?
Yeah, I thought it was just all like a mass shithole over there. Anyway.
I don't remember them saying that they found the rifles. So as far as I'm concerned, the Marine Corps has got 2 rifles. And it's weird to me because I just remember reading that they were missing 2 rifles. And I know that, for us, whatever rifles are missing, you go pull the number and find out who they're assigned to.
Yeah.
And then you just go wherever those people went, and usually you find your piece of equipment. I mean, we're not talking about a fucking 12-ton tractor. We're talking about rifles that I think they lost on a field exercise.
She thinks my tractor's sexy. Wow.
He's using his boob to absorb the recoil. You probably increase your accuracy to 750.
Oh, so gross, dude. So good. He had it tucked under his left titty.
He did very confidently too, I might add.
He was like, I am the manager at Office Depot, and I am going to fuck shit up.
There can only be one Highlander.
Yes, Staples is my home.
The internet really does never disappoint. It is always there to provide me things.
I gotta thank my buddy Brandon for posting those gems, those gem finds. I've been trying to find this Australian.
Are you still looking for that video?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So bad.
So I went back to work this week. After not being there for a week. And so my super's like, I'm really glad you're here. And I was like, well, that's not really what you like. Because that means something got put off.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do. So he's like, I need to hang a bunch of drywall for these panels or what have you. And so we talked about it, and it was a little irritating because we ripped these pieces of plywood in half to go where these panels are going, and now we needed these new sets of panels to go up right next to them.
Okay.
Which was irritating because now I had to rip more drywall to make this happen. So anyways, it's hot as balls here. Bro, Google that.
Joe, seriously, Ian, get on that, bro.
Google that. Send it to us.
That's my boy Ian, man. That's my buddy I was telling you lives in Alaska.
Yeah.
That's
the story. Yeah, so I just hung drywall but they didn't find the rifles, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, the rifles are still missing.
I don't care who got fired. If you're missing 2 rifles, you're missing 2 rifles.
Yeah, where's the fucking rifles?
So I hung drywall in this fucking attic today. It was like 123 degrees. Yeah, so at like 9:30 or 10 o'clock this morning, I look at the laborer who's working with me. I was like,
"That's when you sweat through your sweat."
Dude, I was sweating so bad. Like I wear something under my hard hat, like a little do-rag, like a sleeve or whatever. And I was sweating so bad it was just like pouring down my face. It wasn't doing me any fucking good. So at like 10:30,
you got to get one of those cooling.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Towel things, dude. I got one.
Mattered.
That is the best.
I told the guy, I was like, hey, I'm done doing this because this is pretty fucking stupid. See, there you go. That's a good NCO, keeping account of his people's gear.
Look, I'm just saying.
He's waiting till he gets out because he doesn't want to go back to SIF. So he's going to use those collateral for the items he lost over his 20 years.
That's so shitty.
I know. So I tell the laborer, I'm like, hey, I'm done. This is pretty fucking stupid. So we go downstairs and I tell the super, I was like, hey, listen, I know the drywallers are coming next week. I'm just going to have them do this. And he's like, well, we can't because these guys need to move forward with what have you. And I was like, all right, cool. Why don't we just tell them to work down here this week? Yeah, right. Why don't we just tell them to work down here this week? I'll push it off to the drywallers. And he's like, you really don't want to go up there, do you? I was like, Carlton, it's so fucking hot up there. Like, I'm sweating like a whore in church. And he's like, yeah, okay. I was like, what do you want the laborer to do? And he's like, we've been driving a forklift through this one patch of dirt, so it looks like a shithole. It's like a foot deep. And he was like, just go tell the laborer to fill in mud for 6 more hours.
Wow.
So I got to walk around and do site updates, and the laborer just had a flat shovel, and he's literally scooping mud back into holes.
Dude, that's so shitty, dude.
For like $12 an hour. It really made me feel like I was back on a field exercise.
Oh God, dude, I don't miss shit like.
I know it's terrible.
See, that's why I love what I do right now. Is just the independence.
What, being retired?
Well, that yes, being retired from the military is definitely a huge perk, but just for what I do, it's just being. It's hot, it's hot, but I can get in the truck, crank the AC. You know what I mean? Like I'm not in it constant. Bro. I mean, the heat index today was almost 100.
Billy, my dad says they lost one off the southern coast of Tybee Island in 1958.
Shut the fuck up. See if your dad can he send us the article? Tell him to email the article.
He's watching the show. He can't multitask. Come on, man. He's old.
No,
together.
Yeah,
I'll find it for Thursday.
I'm just saying, dude. That's what I was trying to get to. Is just see if you can get the fuck.
You know what's really fucked up? You know what's really fucked up is deep sea exploration.
You didn't let me finish.
I know.
I was trying to help your dad out, and then you just shit on your father. Like you just.
I know. That's pretty fucking terrible. I'm sure I'll get a phone call later.
He can't multitask. He's old as fuck. Who gives a shit?
I'll have to pretend to be asleep already, so I don't have to answer the phone.
God damn, dude.
You know what's fucked up is that deep sea exploration being super privatized. They're liable to find it when they go film like Titanic 2 and James Cameron's grandson goes down there in some deep submersible.
What, say that again?
I'm just saying, you know, James Cameron has been down to the Titanic like 2 or 3 times.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, I don't know why I know that, but him and Bill Pullman are
you're talking about the director of
Avatar, right? And Titanic. Him and Bill Pullman, the second lead actor in the movie, have been down to the Titanic 2 or 3 times. Yep, there it is. 2 or 3 times. So I'm just saying.
Thank you, Meg. I appreciate that.
One of them is liable to find it while they're shooting a different movie before the military finds that lost nuke.
That's crazy.
I don't know where Tybee Island is, but all right, Billy, well, fuck you then. If you want to just dip out like that, looks like it's the goddamn Hugh hour up in this bitch. Too bad I didn't do shit last week except study and hate my life. So I actually think Billy legitimately clicked himself out. He's probably scrambling right now and texting me. Unless he thinks he closed me out. So I'm not 100% sure because...
And I'm back.
There it is. I was just getting ready to say, I don't really know what happened.
I heard you.
Okay, because Billy produces the whole fucking show, and I don't know how to operate it.
He's freaking the fuck out right now. No, I was trying to copy. That was totally me. That was total a fuck up on my part. I was trying to copy the web address and screwed that.
Georgia? Okay.
Somehow I clicked out.
Somewhere entirely different.
Okay, how about this, Meg? Since you're finding all this good stuff, find out the only town ever bombed that our military ever bombed within the United States. Meaning, we accidentally bombed.
Did they have it coming?
A town. Well, I think it was Oklahoma, so possibly.
Maybe. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on there. All right, so Billy and I have talked this over.
What the fuck?
Billy and I have talked this over. We are going to start trying to work little quick PSAs into the show.
Yes.
Just little things, 2 or 3 minutes to bring to you guys' attention, just kind of like little, like lifestyle updates and things, things for the military and veteran community kind of keep on the back burner, things that I'm sure many of you have probably already heard before, but we wouldn't be doing our due diligence to provide you information if we didn't, at the end of the show, try to help improve your lives, your quality of lives, or your information
Facts.
just a little bit, So, so today, Billy and I decided to go with Boise City.
Oh, it was that Oklahoma or Idaho? Because I know there's two.
Well, I think it's just Boise, Idaho. I think Boise City is probably Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Let's see if she writes back real quick. Oh,
good job, Meg. Meg, you keep this up. You're going to be like our Liberty Risk podcast historian.
A little research assistant.
Yeah, we're gonna you're going to be our go-to.
We have to get the university to get her a grant.
Yeah, something.
So this week's PSA is on obesity and exercise. Billy, you want to go ahead and start?
Yes. So for me, I know I joke about it, but since I retired, between my depression and anxiety, I locked myself away. And Hugh, I've told Hugh knows this story, not just for weeks or months, for years. I literally. We had this conversation, Hugh. I think actually we were out at Patriot Point when I had this conversation. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, my depression was so bad that I locked myself away for 2.5 years. And I don't mean locked away like I got out and I did stuff like I went to a grocery store, but I literally made every excuse to stay inside the house unless I had to either take the kids somewhere, school, doctor, sports, or go to the grocery store. That was pretty much my life for 3 years. And in that, one, I wasn't exercising, which was stupid. Absolutely stupid. I still struggle with it now because I'm still trying to reprogram my mind. But my go-to beverage was soda. And I didn't drink soda when I was in the military. I had some here and there.
Sure.
Hold on. Meg put a... Yeah, fair enough. So my go-to drink was soda. And you don't realize when you're drinking a soda, this is my first one today. But I carry around a gallon jug now that someone got me, full of water that someone got me that actually and it helps keep me accountable.
Right.
So it's got the times, like by 7 o'clock in the morning, you should have drank. Nice. By 9, you should have drank to here. By 11, so being a veteran, I like that. To me, that's a
nice schedule.
It's a scheduled stability.
It's structured.
Now it goes from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. So now I'm like, fuck, okay, maybe I can drink more than I'm supposed to when that hour mark hits. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to reprogram my brain to go to water instead of soda. Soda is so bad for you. One, for the amount of sugar that's in it. It's unbelievably horrible. Two, the amount of weight you put on very fast.
Right.
Very, very fast. And I gained in the 5 years I've been out, I've gained over 125 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. It's bad. My health starts to get affected. The injuries that I sustained while I'm in are getting
they get exacerbated.
Worse. They're getting worse because of weight. Mm-hmm. Simple things, simple little things. Drink water instead of soda. Don't put milk in. Don't put creamers and sugars in your coffee. Actually, black coffee is like one of the best things you could drink, like 1 cup a day.
It's really good diuretic, and
yes.
You can use it as a pre-workout too.
Yes. If anyone follows Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, on Instagram, he actually takes a scoop of coffee grounds every morning and eats it. It's fucking sick. But I ballooned up in weight, dude. So it was. But not only does the soda affect your weight, it affects your mood. Mm-hmm. It affects your energy levels. You go from these super high caffeine highs to these super bogged down lows to the point where you're almost like, I've almost crashed my car because I've crashed off of caffeine so hard before that I've actually like fallen asleep at the wheel. So all I'm saying is, instead of having that soda, which some of you could have in your hand right now, throw that fucker in the trash. Go grab a cup of water and start chugging the shit out of it, because it's going to make you feel a lot better. Your skin's going to be better. You're literally, like, I started noticing crazy, weird shit. Like,
dude, your energy level changes. You sleep better.
My hair was falling out.
That might be the stress.
No, the doctor flat out told me I was drinking so much soda that my hair wasn't healthy.
Oh, gee, no. Anyway,
Yeah, it was bad, dude. I was drinking 2 to 4 liters a day.
Oh, no, see, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yes, it was bad.
So keep it on with sugar. I snack when I study, and I snack a lot. Like I had midterms this last week. Get out of here. Big old thing of Laffy Taffies and Nerds and Sweet Tarts and watermelon Twizzlers and big old thing of mini candy bars. Like I snack when I fucking study. And
thanks, Meg.
Kiss ass.
So stupid.
I snack when I study, and thankfully midterms and finals only come around twice a semester. But I stress snack when I have those big things coming up for school. I don't do it for work, but when it comes time to study, I fucking go to town, and regularly I don't eat candy. I'll have one every now and again if somebody offers it to me, or if I'm deployed, my mom always sends a huge box of fucking candy. I'll like have one throughout a little snack throughout the day or something.
Yeah.
But one every now and again is not that big of a deal. But if when you get out of the military, or you may have these major life changes, or you even have changes in the military, snacking forms habits, and habits form memories. And whether it's a snack or it's a soda or a meal that might have like high sugar content in it, you can accidentally and inadvertently create these habits where you start snacking all day. And it's not necessarily a dependency on sugar as much as it is a dependency on that sweet flavor that your body is trying to get, that, of course, releases endorphins and makes you feel better. So just be careful if you see yourself snacking more. Obviously it's better to have meals. I can't do 3 meals a day. I like to do 4 smaller meals. I know some people do 5 or 6, and I know friends that are powerlifting that do like 6 or 7 a day.
Yeah, and so people know, I believe it or not, I come from a family of my father alone. He's the director of engineering for Nature's Bounty. So I come from a family of little health nuts. I have family members that are professional bodybuilders, personal trainers and stuff like that. And to, piggyback off what you're saying with the meals, if you're going to eat a meal, realistically, the meals should never be more than the size of, a little bit bigger than the size of your fist.
Right. And that's just an average person, of course.
Yes, that's an average person. So you got to be like, I'm sitting here talking about soda, but I have soda in this cup, but I'm trying to wean myself off of drinking straight Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew. So I went out and got caffeine-free and sugar-free soda. Yeah, it's still not great for you, but don't stop like all day today though. Instead of having
a Mountain Dew in your truck or a big old diet,
I had water.
Coke. Yeah,
all from the moment I woke up until this.
Right,
and this is my little my cocktail. It's
your little treat.
Well, yeah, I had a great day.
Yeah, right.
Look at me.
It's just important to make sure if you see yourself starting to form habits,
moderation.
Yeah, in moderation. Make sure you're eating enough. What's this fucking list I got? Proteins, carbs, salts, fats, sugars, and of course everything in moderation. So,
what is Zevia?
It's probably some sort of like sugar substitute.
Probably. I'm gonna look that up. Thank you, Meg. I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, so and the other thing with that too, Hugh, is I know, I have a semi-addictive personality when it comes to. I have a love-hate relationship with food just because of the way I grew up. I grew up in a big Italian family. Huge
meals, huge Reposa.
Yeah, and everything, all events. What my problem is, you're saying going into memory.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is when I have holidays, I have to cook shit ton of food.
Yeah, because it's expected.
Yes. So it's if you're conscientious of these things and you take steps you don't have to eliminate stuff. That's not what we're saying. Though you don't have to, because if you just stop cold turkey with stuff like sugar,
you'll hurt.
You'll be in pain.
But you also got to keep in mind many of us.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look it up.
Many of us are on medications that are going to affect our appetites, and some people might not be hungry, so instead they turn to snacking. And then once the body chemistry adjusts to the medication, the snacking stays, the hunger doesn't really fix itself the way that it's supposed to. So this week's PSA is make sure you're watching what you're ingesting. Take everything in moderation, except for alcohol. Always overindulge. And
go for a few walks every week.
Yeah,
do something active. Get outside.
Make sure you're not, especially if you're doing a lot of telework and doing less commuting. Being stagnant, of course, you need to watch what you're taking in. If you're being more stagnant, because of course that's going to adversely affect you.
Yep.
So that's our weekly PSA.
Yeah, I think that was a.
I'm gonna come up with a really fucked up name to call this too. This is gonna be fun for me. Something to do between now and Thursday.
Yeah. So we got something we always like to plug is through all this, especially through the quarantine, and I put the number down there again. Through the quarantine, I haven't told anyone yet, but I like to one of the reasons I asked you to start this podcast was a way to vent and get shit out, right? It's a platform for us. So unfortunately, I found out today about 5 o'clock that my father is in quarantine in a hotel. He was exposed to the coronavirus, so it sucks. He's in New York, and there's nothing I could fucking do about it, which sucks. My kids are losing their mind right now. My daughter is drawing her pops about 900 awesome pictures right now in her room. But
something to send up there to keep his spirits high.
Yes. So with that, up on top of all the other shit that life throws at you, this 2020 is like, watch this.
Yeah, right.
If you got stuff,
you motherfuckers.
If you got stuff going on, and you've ever been teetering on that line, or have thought that suicide or not being here is a better answer, one, from personal experience of what I like to call is a failed suicide attempt myself. It's not the fucking answer. It's not the answer. Two, reach out to us, me and Hugh, all the time. As busy as we are, it doesn't matter. We'll always take the time out to talk to you or get you in the right direction of someone to sit down and talk with. Okay? You also have the number to Veterans Crisis Line, 1-800-273-8255. Press 1. And it's completely 110% confidential. Just remember that is always, always a better option than what you think is the better option. So
fact.
That's my my do good plug for the week.
Good deal. And for those of you that are available, which we know all of you are because there's a lockdown in most states.
Yes.
Thursday's episode at 8:30. A friend of mine, Rebecca Logie, she's going to be on. She's going to join us for the show. She works for Sotera Wellness, and she's going to talk to us about marijuana and all of its glory and the myriad of benefits it can have on your
I can smell it.
And your body. And I'm very, very excited to have her on. I think this might be the only episode that Debbie sits down and watches live.
Speaking of Debbie, if you are watching, remember you're coming back on the show because that was one of our best fucking episodes.
Yeah. So Thursday's guest, Rebecca Logie with Sotera Wellness.
Awesome, dude.
Please be sure to tune in. It's gonna be a good episode. Oh yeah, we might just have the two of them on in a few weeks. And let them just talk for an hour about various ways.
Yeah, we could put me and Hugh in the background and
yeah. That'd be nice. That's what we'll do. We need another break. We'll get our pot smoking friends to come on and just do an hour show.
Yes, that'll be awesome. That'll be probably have like some of the highest views and ratings ever. So
right, but the new subscribers thinking they're getting into something different.
They'll be like, "Whoa, the show is amazing."
I stumbled across this looking for a croissant making video.
So I also wanted to give a big shout out to Poddex. We didn't use them this week, but we're going to get back into them. But they are right here. We're one of their ambassadors. So the show is powered by Poddex. Also, I want to give a big shout out to StreamYard for consistently listening to its software users like me and Hugh. Me and Hugh were actually some of the first. I think we were in the top 100 beta testers. And we
write them a lot.
We write a lot. So they're actually listening to us.
We'll make things better.
Yeah, so the show, the content's going to consistently grow and get better. And I just want to give a huge shout out to StreamYard for just for listening, to being one of those few companies out there that actually listens to its users and tries to improve off of what what the user wants, not what the company thinks the best direction is, and that's always a plus. So they're coming out with a lot of different things, and we're going to continue to grow, and hopefully here in the next few short months, you're going to find us on some music streaming and podcast streaming apps, which we will be released in a big post. So the posts that we write, I'd also like you to do all the following: share, like, comment, engage, pass them along. Yeah, tell your friends, whatever. Get it out there and help us grow so that we can continue to help the veteran community the best way that we know how. So good show, Hugh, as usual. So we'll be back Thursday night, 8:30, right? And we're going to have
2030 for the military types.
Talking about a little Mary Jane and what it does for the vets.
So
it's going to be glorious.
Fucking excited. All right, buddy. I'll see you. Everybody else, tune in Thursday. Later, homies.
See you guys Thursday. God, my butt itches.